Hello, everyone. It is Pal Ponder on Weather coming to you with another video. Today, we're going to go over a Typhoon Lekima that's approaching Japan. This thing has literally exploded overnight and almost a super typhoon. It's got, right now, it has 150 mile per hour winds. You can see as we kind of zoom in, it's approaching the island of Ishiaki. And I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing some of these names incorrectly. But this thing is what they call went through a rapid intensification overnight and then exploded, wrapping those deep center reds around the center. And now it's literally about an hour away from making landfall as we speak. Here's another perspective of it for a radar. And you can see there's been a tremendous amount of rainfall. It's already hit the island. It's about 4 inches so far. And so this is kind of just the beginning. Over the next 12 hours, they're just going to get bashed with heavy rains and tremendous rainfall. Here's another perspective of it. Just trying to give you a different satellite feature of this. Like I said, the eye is about 75 miles wide too. This thing is pretty massive. And I'll show you another one that's actually forming behind it. Here I kind of zoomed in. It's actually, even though it's going to hit potentially the north side of the island of Ishimaki that has about 48,000 people in population, it looks like it's about to be a direct hit over the tiny island of Tamara. It has about 1,200 population there. So if anybody's on that island, man, they're really going to feel the brunt of this. It has 150 mile per hour winds with it and gusts all the way up to 185. This thing is massive. It's the strongest typhoon that part of the world has seen this year. As we zoom in, this thing is pretty impressive. Here's another perspective of it, of another satellite feature. Again, just showing just a classic, what you see in a hurricane. Over there, they call them typhoons. Typhoons, cyclones, hurricanes, they're all basically the same thing. Just depends on what side of the world you're on. But yeah, this thing is just bearing down on Japan. Here's the path of it right now. It's going to take a path almost skirting Taiwan, but hitting Japan over the next several days. This is the 5-day outlook from that part of the world. As you can see, it's hitting some of those tiny islands, but major impacts on that side of the world. And believe it or not, this morning they actually experienced an earthquake before all this. There was a 6.0 earthquake in Taiwan this morning, just hours before this typhoon is approaching. So, man, they're getting hit with all sides of it this morning from a weather perspective. Here's a cool feature that I found. This is when it's coming out of that eye wall replacement cycle as it's deepening on the satellite feature. I kind of paused it here, and you see this line. You see this line right here? This is what they call a cloud shelf, or better known as a cloud cliff. I don't know why, the studies, they're trying to do numerous studies on this and why these cloud cliffs form on a rapidly intensification hurricane or tropical cyclone. But that's a cool feature I wanted to point out this morning. But not only do we have one typhoon, but we actually have 2 typhoons. This satellite picture is just impressive. This thing, like I said, both of them overnight went with what they call rapid intensification. So you have Lekima, which is 150 mile per hour winds, and then you have Krosa, which is behind it, and that's another major cyclone with 115 mile per hour winds. So yeah, double trouble for Japan. And this is another satellite feature that you don't just really see too often. But we've got, like I said, back-to-back major cyclones approaching Japan as we speak. So I wanted to make your attention what's happening on that side of the world, because this is the strongest typhoons they're experiencing so far this year. And one of them is making landfall as we speak, or just an hour away, and another one is right on its heels, expected to hit Japan and potentially Taiwan in the next couple days. So Hey guys, I appreciate you tuning in. Again, please subscribe to my page if you see value in this. I'll continue to make other videos like this where I protect you before and after the storm.